Welcome! It's me, TOYBOX, America's favorite cartoon witch. And for this episode, I am so excited. We have something truly unique and extraordinarily fun for you. Because I have a whole collection to share with you from Glyos. What are Glyos? Well, if you don't know, I'll tell you. Well, friends, I am very excited for this episode of our show. I can hardly contain what I'm about to show you. It's so amazing, so exciting. Now, before we begin, I would like to give a little bit of a shout out to the Crafsman.
My name is your host, the Crafman.
If you've never seen the Crafsman show Steady Craftin on YouTube, I highly recommend it. In fact, as soon as this episode is over, go there and watch that show. It is one of my absolute favorite shows on YouTube. I love it so much. It is funny and charming and insightful. It's as entertaining as it is educational. The Craftsman is an excellent show, and he, in fact, inspired me to make this episode for you now, because I saw him do an episode on Glyos. Now, you're probably asking yourselves, some of you out there, what is Glyos? Well, let me preface it. Now, some of my fans who've watched my show before, or perhaps know me and know things that I like, you know that I am quite enamored with a particular toy. It is this guy, right here, and he's called Modulock. Some more Modulock pieces. Here's more. Modulock is a toy from the 1980s Masters of the Universe line. Here's some more weird Modulock stuff. There's another one. Why do I love this toy? Well, I'll tell you. Because Modulock is perfectly modular and interchangeable. You can take him apart and put him back together and make brand new toys, continually morphing and changing and adding parts, subtracting them. You can take him apart and plug him back together. Look, now he's got 6 legs and I don't even know how many arms. Look at that. So much fun that you can have just with this toy. I mean, everything comes apart, each little piece, and then you can put them back together and make all sorts of new toys. Now that's pretty cool, right? But, friends, what if I told you that there was an entire line of action figures that were completely interchangeable, just like Modulock, but each one made by a different independent toy artist and designer from all sorts of weird monsters and robots and aliens and creatures and beings from outer space, adventurers, superheroes, professional wrestlers. Welcome to the world of Glyos. Now, Glyos is actually a system created to combine the aesthetic and design and beauty of action figures with the compatibility and customization of Lego. It's amazing. Created by ONeill Designs. ONeill designed the system, and then different artists from across the spectrum make their own action figures which are compatible to the Glyos format. The key to the Glyos system is this right here in my hand. This here is a tiny little peg. This peg is designed to be interlocking with all the toys in the system at anywhere that there is a joint and two things come together. I have been doing my research and collecting a variety of these toys from different artists, just special for this episode, just for you. Now, a little bit of a pro tip that I thought of when conceiving this fun, exciting episode. If you want to start your own collection of Glyos, I recommend getting something like this. It's a little compartmental box here. And here, look, I put a little sticker on there from the Odditorium. That's one of my home venues where I used to perform at a long, long time ago in 2019 when I used to perform, which seems like a lifetime ago. Who remembers that? So I got this little box with little compartments inside so I can keep all of the pieces of the Glyos figures that I've collected over the past several weeks. And I'd like to show them all to you right now, and this is where it starts to get really fun. There's a bunch of different artists that create these toys, and each one makes different toys. Sometimes they're in specific colorways that correspond to classic toys that you might remember from your youth. I tried to get a variety of colors so that hopefully they're interchangeable and we can make some fun things with them. And I'd like to just show you all of the figures that I got, and then once I show them to you all, then we'll start playing with them and making weird mutants and robots and cyborgs and kaiju and who knows what else. This toy is so fun and exciting, it's like there's no limit to what your imagination can create. First, we're going to look at this character here. He's called Colgrim. So he's pretty cool. He's got this little sort of skull face. He looks like some sort of intergalactic bounty hunter, perhaps. And he comes with this jetpack here that also has a little head that looks like a famous intergalactic bounty hunter that we all know and love. Very cool, very slick design on this figure. Simple yet elegant. Before we get into more of these figures, let me just show you real quick that we can just pop off this head here. And there's what I was talking about, that little Glyos peg. There you go. And he came with an extra head here, so we can pop that in. And now he looks like this, like a completely different figure with the little backpack. But look, you can take apart this backpack, and the pieces of his backpack can turn into a little ray gun. There. So anywhere that you find this toy can spin and has an articulation or a movement, that is where a joint is, and you can take that apart and then change it. And this is compatible with all the toys in the system. Not only is the design really cool, and they encapsulate this sort of independent toy designer aesthetic, but they're also toys that you can play with, which is the most fun part to me. The toys are incredibly durable and articulated. They move very well. Sometimes, you can get toys and then they just, go on a shelf and you look at them and say, oh, you have a cool toy collection. Yes, look at that one. But these toys are different. These are toys that you can play with. Glyos! Yes! So awesome. I'm so excited for this show. Let's see some more. This one comes from a company called Zollbeast, and this is a Zollin. There he is. He's like an alien warlord. There, he's got lots of cool parts and a cool colorway there. Let's see if you can see him closer up. Okay, and this character here, he came with a total of 4 different heads. So here's all of his heads. You have this head that he's wearing now, and this one here, some sort of brain shield, helmet, or perhaps exposed brain. It's a very cool sculpt on that guy, so you could just easily pop his head off and put that head on there. Or I could put that head on there, it doesn't matter. Here's another head that he has. It's sort of a more stoic, traditional looking alien head. And he also came with this one, which I quite like. I thought was very cool. This little robot head or helmet there. But what's cool about this one is if you turn it around, it can be interchangeable and have a different head altogether there. So many of these pieces are designed in a very brilliant way that they're interchangeable. They can turn around and you show them backwards and they turn into something else. It's really cool. And he also came with this little piece. Could be a piece for a backpack, or maybe it says alien translator or phaser. If you look at the Zollin's fists here, they could actually transform into sort of like Snakehead, the Zollin Taskmaster. So now we have 3 figures that I got from Skippy Space. We have Goliath, and he's sort of like a crocodile luchador. I liked his hands, the claw hands, and I thought that when looking at him, his colors are going to go good when I mix him up with this guy here, the Zollin, so those guys look like they can maybe come up with something good together. I got this little figure for a specific reason. This one is called a Kraboth. And what I loved about this little guy is he was affordable, for one. Most of these figures cost between $6 and $20, and you can easily collect up a nice collection of them. But I also liked him because he had a very cool colorway here that reminds me of Battle Cat or Cringer from Masters of the Universe. Let's see, also from Skippy Space, I got this guy who is the Medic AV robot. He's very cool. I really love this one, and I love that his color is white. I especially loved his shoes. His shoes were part of my favorite thing about him there. He's got these little Air Jordan looking high tops. What is fun about this guy is he also came with a few different heads. He came with this one here, with 2 different heads you could use. This flat one here, and also I really like this one. It's like a little camera head, so he can turn into some sort of surveillance droid or something. You can buy some things directly from ONeill Design, from their website, and from their website you can find links to these other artists. Now, I did place an order with ONeill Designs, the sort of parent company of Glyos and the inventor of the system. What's cool about what they have on Glyos is they offer these things here, which I'll explain to you what it is. Most of the toys come packaged in a little plastic baggie like this. From ONeill, you can get pieces to create joints. There's a little joint that I can add for a leg or an arm or something. So you can get these sort of little expansion packs for your Glyos, and plus it came with some little extra pegs there. Okay, so here's some other expansion pack that I got from ONeill. I got this little swivel joint. Got 2 pegs on it that you can use to create perhaps a shoulder, or so it came with those things, plus these sort of little angled bits. There, connecting pieces like this. It's another little joint. This piece that has multiple places you can stick pegs in and a peg on the bottom. And then it came with this little face mask there, like a bandana, so you don't breathe in any toxins or something like that. And a bunch of stuff, little pegs and a little expansion pack of joints, and they're really cheap. You can get these little expansion packs for, I think, $3 or $4. I also got a pair of dragon wings. They're gray. Came also with a little dragon head, so I got that. And then this head, which is very cool. I love this one. Is sort of like Piranha Fishman, but look at this, he's got a little extendable jaw. Now this is really exciting. I did place an order with ONeill, and they sent me bonus stuff. I love when that happens. They sent me things that I didn't order, but they send them anyway as a free gift. Or maybe it was a mistake. Either way, that's awesome. Let's see, so what we got there were these little cyborg kitty cat heads. Here's another one. So they sent me some bonus heads. That's very fun when you place an order and then you get bonus stuff. Buy some stuff in my shop. Maybe I'll send you a bonus thing. The next couple of figures I got were from a company called Spy Monkey Creations. They have two different lines. One is called Battle Tribes. So I got this guy from the Battle Tribes line. He's called Red Hellacious. Here he is. He's like a little luchador with an apple head with a little bite out of it. Comes with a little championship belt there. You can put that on him. So there, he's like a little wrestling apple man. Now what's really fun about this guy is that he came with tons and tons of extra stuff. And this is where it gets really fun here. Let's look at all the extras that came with Red Hellacious from Battle Tribes. He came with a little sidekick tag team partner with a little apple head. And then you can change his head if you like. So let's see what other heads we have. Soft serve ice cream cone head. What's really fun about a lot of these Glyos figures is that they're reminiscent of other popular toys from the 80s, stuff like G.I. Joe or He-Man or even the Grocery Gang, Food Fighters, things like that. Here's the same guy with a little donut head. He came with this head. There's a little angry hamburger. And look at this one, it looks like it's Frylock. My name is... Ow! Hot, hot, hot! Little Frylock head. Now these are really cool. Wait until you see this one. It came with a luchador mask, which looks like El Santo. It's modeled after that, one of the most famous luchadors of all time. And then look at this one. It could be perhaps, everyone's favorite Merc with the Mouth. We all know who that is, a famous movie star and anti-hero. And then he also came with these extra boots, which I really like. Extra gold boots and an extra waist, which you can use to connect other pieces. But what's going to be really fun is that I have all of these pieces, so once I start taking them apart and putting them back together, I could make entire figures out of the parts. It's going to be so much fun. So there's Red Hellacious and all of his extra parts, tons of extra heads. He's from Battle Tribes. Now, Battle Tribes also has another line of toys, which they call the Weaponeers of Monka. And this might be one of my favorites of all that I got of all these toys. I love this one. It is super awesome. It is excellently designed, and I would say if you're going to start a Glyos collection, this would be a figure that you would want to get right away to help build your collection. He is a granite golem called Rock. Here he is. This guy here feels incredibly gratifying to hold and play with. He's got great articulation. He's just big, chunky, satisfying piece of plastic there. So much fun. What's really fun about him, if you notice, his fists double as faces. So again, you see the sort of clever design of these toys and how they can be used in so many different ways. And all of these pieces, like I said, can come apart. This guy I really love and was really affordable. He was not that expensive at all. I think he was $12. And he has tons of different parts that you can use when you start creating and building new figures. So I highly recommend this guy. He's very fun just on his own. So he is the Granite Golem Rock, and he came with a bunch of accessories. He came with some weapons, this sort of sickle. He came with a sword accessory. And then he came with this sort of bullet head. Or perhaps could go on his arm and become a cannon. Now that head became a little cannon for his hand. And now this is one thing that I really like about this guy, is that some of these accessory heads that he came with, if you look at the design here, it's reminiscent of Megatron, but also reminiscent of Skeletor, so you can really use your imagination and make all sorts of interesting villains that are throwbacks to some of your favorites. And he also came with this head here, which could be like a barbarian, but also like an Autobot. Look at how cool that is. And then he also, those things, if you notice, have these. So you can take those little wings off of his head, and change him up even more, or perhaps stick new little horns on there. Friends, I have to be honest with you. I went a little bit overboard on collecting Glyos. So for the first time in the history of our show, we're going to do something that we've never done before. To be continued. Tune in next time to find out what other toys that I bought. And what toys did I make by taking them all apart and then reassembling them into new toys? See some of my new ragamuffins. There are over 100 to choose from, along with t-shirts, stickers, magnets, and other handmade toys in my shop now. Or, if you like, you can just donate directly to me. Thank you.